Burnaby with the puck. Burnaby's heading down the ice. He got to the neutral zone and turned back by the Ravens. Ravens coming into the Burnaby end. Shot on goal, saved by the goaltender. She kicks it to the outside. From the outside on the far side, there's a battle for it. The battle just comes out to the middle on the stick of Basquette. She makes a couple of moves and shoots it. Sorry, that was Macy. Macy got a shot off, but it went down the other way, and now the puck goes all the way down the ice into the far end. We got 8 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the period. Play down in the Raven zone. Puck goes out to the far side, and now out of play, and we get a whistle with 7:59 remaining in the period. Ravens tied 0-0. Face-off dropped on the Ravens zone. Ravens pick that up and come up ice. Kay just with a chip there. Now a chase that's coming down ice. Kay loses her footing as the play comes in behind the net. No penalty on the play. The puck goes out to the far side, and from the far side, the Ravens turn it back into the corner. From the corner now, Ravens looking out to the front of the net. A chip pass and comes right out front, saved by the goaltender. Puck comes over to the corner here, right in front of us. Ravens defense jumps up on top of that, and now the play comes along the wall, chip back deep. It gets in for Kay. Kay going to take a hit to make the play, but the puck gets picked up by the Burnaby team. They put it around to the near side. Stepping in on that's Hernandez. Hernandez and Kay put it back out to the middle. Ravens unable to jump on top of that as puck goes out into the neutral zone. From the neutral zone, it comes back to the near side, and Ravens walking in with it. Hernandez with it on her stick. Hernandez drops it back, and now a shot towards the net. Now from the near side of the net, chipped around to the short side where Kay picks it up. Kay puts it back up the wall, and it's held there, sealed off by the defense for the Richmond Ravens. Ravens battling on the wall against Burnaby. Play comes back to the wall and out to the middle. Ravens with it in the middle, and now a shot just goes up into the glove of the goaltender. It would have been high and over the net, but the goalie didn't like what she saw there, so she stops the play with 6:45 remaining. Face off to the left side of the goaltender for the Burnaby team. I'll take the face off as Tran. The puck is dropped, won by Burnaby, but Tran's going to pick it up on the side of the net. She overskates it as she gets her stick checked, and now the Ravens trying to get it out front. It's going to come down to Sears' stick. Sears doubles back and goes around for a wraparound, saved by the goaltender who rolls onto that one. 6:32 remains in the period. 0-0 is the score. Face-off will be to the right side of the Burnaby goaltender. Tran out to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Face-off won by the Ravens. They're going to take it into the corner. Gets underneath some of the Burnaby team and now to the side of the net where it's saved by the goaltender, and she dives on top of that. The stoppage in play happens with 6:25 remaining in the first period. Tran went taking the face-off. Puck turned over by Sear and chipped in behind the net. From behind the net, play continues. It goes over to the far side. First one over there is Tran, but the puck comes back out into the neutral zone and down into the Raven zone. Ravens defense get on the stick. They're going to put it down the near side, and it gets past everyone all the way down the ice. Icing's going to be called on the play with 6:05 remaining in the first period. Face-off will come down to the right side of the Ravens goaltenders. Puck is dropped, face off one to the wall, back to the point. From the point now, the Ravens get a stick on that. Try to push it back the other way. Play stays in the zone. Now on the stick of the Burnaby there, they put it around in behind the net. Now from behind the net, it comes around to the near side. Weaving around from the near side, back out front. From the front, it gets cleared to the top of the point, and now the Ravens come back the other way. Ravens with a chip off the wall, they chase it back in. It's going to get into the Burnaby zone before... And now a penalty coming up against the Richmond Ravens. 2 minutes roughing is the call. Ravens go to the penalty kill with 5:35 remaining in the first period. Look, it's drop face off. Won by the Ravens again down the ice. Chasing after it's Burnaby from behind their own net. Goaltender comes out to play it. Chased back there by Macy. Now over to the wall. Back out to the point. Player loses their footing. Ravens step up on that. Unable to take advantage, though, as they didn't expect the player to lose their footing. Now the shot comes in towards the net. Macy back to pick that up. Macy from behind her net. She brings it out front. It gets out to the wall now. And chipped back out down the ice as it comes all the way down on the goaltender. Goalie makes the play over to her defense as the Ravens penalty killing unit is on a change. They get it out to the neutral zone where it's picked up by Tran. Tran unable to get it deep, and the play continues down into the Ravens zone. Play off the wall. Ravens turn it back and comes all the way back down into Burnaby's end. The goaltender leaves it as he goes behind the net, and now from behind the net out to the far side. From the far side, the Ravens step in on that one. The Ravens, Tran has it on her stick. Tran looking for a place to go. She reverses the play down low, looking for her sister. Tran working it down low. On the penalty kill, back on a Tran stick, it goes to the outside. Now she gets her pocket picked, and the puck comes back out to the neutral zone. The Burnaby with it through the neutral zone. Burnaby cutting towards the net and weaving around. Now back to the point, from the point. D to D. Shot attempt ends up being a bit of a flub as the puck goes in behind the net. Now the Ravens battling on the wall and locking out fresh. Pass comes through the zone, but kicks all the way over to the far side. Now from the far side, the play comes all the way down it comes over to the far side. Now back to the point. From the point, shot towards the net. Right into the slot, cleared by the D, back to the point. Now D to D with a 1T, and it goes in the back of the net as the Ravens go down by 1. 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the first period. Ravens down by a goal. Puck makes its way back to center ice as Sear comes out to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off won by the Ravens back. They try to get it to go forward. Kay unable to advance it as it comes onto the stick of Burnaby, and they're going to get it into the Ravens zone. The Ravens turn it back the other way onto Kay's stick. Kay tries to chip that one. Play goes back to the Ravens zone. Ravens go D to D as they try to find some open ice on the near side. Now pass up the near side, gets through everybody and all the way down in behind the Burnaby net. Burnaby tries to force it up the wall. Ravens right there to seal off the wall. Burnaby gets control of it. They cut back in front of the net. Now a pass across to the near side, and it goes back over to the far side as they go up ice with it. Ravens read that and get control of it. They're going to try and put it back in. They hit a body in front of the net. In front of the player bench. Puck comes down the near side. And then in behind their Burnaby goal line, Burnaby doubles back and now try to put it up the middle. Ravens put it to the slot. Ravens put it on net, and it's saved by the goaltender who holds onto that one as Kay is on the doorstep. Two minutes and 30 seconds remains in the first period. Ravens down by 1. Face-off will be to the near side here. Miguel will take the face-off. The puck is dropped. Face-off won by Miguel. She gets some help there now. It goes back, but picked off by Burnaby as Burnaby carries it into the neutral zone. Burnaby with some speed through the neutral zone. They try to chip it around the Ravens defenders and get it deep in the Ravens zone. Ravens go around behind the back wall. And now the play goes back the other way. Ravens try to center it. Picked off by Burnaby. It comes back onto the Ravens stick. Macy with it behind the net. Now Macy comes up the near side. He gets through the defender and out into the neutral zone. Burnaby back to pick that up. They fake the pass. It's on to trying to get it past Miguel. She tries to knock it down into the air, but Burnaby gets it into the Ravens zone. Burnaby back out into the neutral zone with it. They go D to D as Ravens put pressure on. Now they make entry into the Ravens zone. They work their way towards the net. Puck comes out the far side as the Ravens get a stick on that. Now the Burnaby is going to try the same plays. They come over to the near side again. This time they're going to chip it to the middle as they try to hit the player. And it gets onto the Ravens stick. Ravens back up the wall again. It's going to go out into the neutral zone. The Ravens try to chip it down the near side looking for some open ice as they head for a change. Puck comes back in behind the Burnaby net as the players score B to D. And now right out front onto the stick of the Ravens, but the Ravens unable to pull the trigger. Perfect pass there to the high slot, but it's just got through the Ravens forward. Now the play comes back to the blue line. Shot over to the far side by the Ravens as they're looking to get it into an open ice deep in the zone. Now it gets around the Raven defender and we have a 2-on-1 back the other direction. Burnaby with it. They're going to shoot it towards him. That's saved by the goaltender and it goes out the backside. Ravens take it down low and now they're going to reverse the play as they are looking for a little bit of room. Play comes through the Raven zone and out into the neutral zone as it gets chipped down into the Burnaby zone. It gets right to the goaltender who holds onto that as Kay was on the doorstep. 41.9 seconds remains in the period. Face off to the right side of the goaltender, won by Burnaby. They chip it around to the Raven forward and now coming behind their own net. From behind the net, they're going to go up ice with it. As it goes through the neutral zone, there's a foot race for it. And the foot race comes around, and the Ravens are the ones that win that one. It comes in behind the Raven net and over to the wall on the far side, onto a Burnaby stick. They bring it out front. The puck comes onto the Ravens net and now bounces around in the crease before the Ravens clear it out behind the net. 16 seconds remains on the clock as the Ravens battle on the wall, and now a shot towards the net. It comes right out front, and the play stops with 11 seconds remaining in the first period. I apologize for the shakiness of the camera. I forgot the tripod, so we're going to try this a little differently tonight. The face-off comes to the outside, now back to the point. From the point to the comes across crease and then onto the goaltender who makes the save and kicks it to the wall. Ravens advance it to the blue line where it stops as the whistle goes, and the Ravens come out of this one down a goal. 1-0 needs to score in favor of Burnaby. Shots on goal look to be 6-5 with our new software update. We are able to get our stats folks to work from the stands. So coaches go to work here for the next 46 seconds, and then we'll go into the second period. Ravens with a couple of hurt players tonight. They're on the IR, so they have a couple of call-ups. One is the goaltender. I'm not certain exactly who it is. It's in net. And then they should have a forward out there. Just got confirmation from one of the team managers that the player in net is one of the defensemen. So Nishi is in net for tonight, relieving Babcock, who's out with a groin problem. Cabana out with a lower body injury, undisclosed and under wraps by the coaching staff of the Richmond Ravens. All right, here we go. We get set on the second period. 15 minutes on the clock. Players do their cheer and head back towards center ice. Nishi works her way to the net. Hernandez, McDonald, Sear, It's the letter line out there. They end up picking up the puck off the face-off win and work their way into the Burnaby end. From the outside, Miguel works their way towards the net. Now from behind the net, it comes around the near side. From the near side of the point, from the point, shot towards the net. Puck gets directed right on. It goes through the crease and out the far side, or near side. Ravens defender steps up to hold that in. And now the play comes to the slot. From the slot, the Ravens lose a handle on it. Right? They put it back out to the point. As it comes back out to the defender, she goes D to D. The Ravens unable to handle that one cleanly, and now they're going to put it back deep in behind the net. From behind the net, it comes up the near side. Ravens defender steps up on that to hold it in. Ravens with a shot saved by the goaltenders. The play comes over to the wall on the near side. Burnaby with it as they stretch the play out. Now a partial break shot, and it's going to go in the back of the net as the Ravens go down another. With 14:07 remaining in the second period, the Ravens down by 2. Ravens, lots of pressure that first shift, but the puck comes back the other way on a stretch pass, and the player was behind the defenders, and they take advantage of that one. Ravens line up at center ice. The puck is dropped, and now they're going to pick it up and carry it forward. Sear gets it deep, and they give it chase. From behind the goal line, it comes back out, but the Burnaby team gets control of it. Burnaby tries to go up ice, and that gets on the Macy's stick. Macy chips it. Sorry, that was David's stick. He chipped it out to the wall. Now the play back to the middle. Ravens pick that up, and with that, they're going to find some room. Ravens get across center ice and chip it in. The neutral zone and chip it in. And now from behind the net, they carry it around the top of the point, back to the goaltender, the defender, David to the net. That play is stopped as it doesn't make it to the net. And now short side shot right on, saved by the goalie, and it goes out the far side. From the far side, Macy walks the blue line. She takes a shot, hits a stick, and it goes well over the net. Play continues as the puck goes over to the far side. From the far side, Macy turns it back. As Sear puts the pressure, puts the puck towards the net. It goes wide out the near side. Now the puck back to the blue line. David keeps it in. Now on the stick of one of the Burnaby team. Ravens put pressure on down low, and now Burnaby gets it back to the blue line where David steps in to hold it in. It comes into the middle of the ice where Burnaby's going to carry it out to the blue line. Now the play continues as they go D to D, and we're going to have a whistle on the play well after the initial hit. Looks like Sears going to make her way to the box, and the Ravens go on the penalty kill for the second time this game. The faceoff will come all the way down to the right side of Nishi in the Raven zone. Puck is dropped, faceoff one to the middle. It's going to get picked up by Macy, and she's going to fire it down ice. She makes no mistake to get at the length of the ice as the goaltender stops it. And now the puck comes around down the near side. The Ravens forwards turn it back the other way before it gets into the neutral zone. Planning on that pass, it gets on the stick of, I think that was Basquette, and she's going to backhand it into the zone. Miguel tries to break up the pass, and now the Ravens get control of it briefly in the neutral zone. Burnaby turned back at the Ravens blue line, and now a stretch pass. The Ravens read that one and get it clear down the ice. Basquette with it on her stick. She makes sure she deflects it over to the corner she wants it to. And now it comes back out to the half wall. From the half wall to the neutral zone. And from the neutral zone, the Burnaby team brings it into the Ravens end. Burnaby to the middle now. They can't get a shot off. It's the Ravens holding to the outside. Now Burnaby with it. They try to shoot it towards the net. Blocked by Lowe. The call up covering for Cabana. Now the puck comes back out to the high point, and before the shot comes in, the Ravens block it. Walking in from the point now on the near side. Burnaby loses control of it. Now it's picked up by Wing, and Wing is going to skate it up ice. Wing works her way into the zone. Wing with a passing play. Now comes back to her and a shot saved by the goaltenders. He gets kicked to the side. Well, good play there by the Ravens to put pressure on in the penalty kill, and now the puck comes back down the ice onto the Burnaby stick. Burnaby into the Ravens zone. They work to the outside. Now from the outside, the Ravens hold them down low. They get it on the stick and all the way down the ice. The puck goes down into the Burnaby zone. Burnaby back to pick it up. Ravens put pressure on behind the Burnaby goal line as Burnaby comes up the near side. It gets on the stick of Lowe, and Lowe's going to fire. Sorry, Morin. And Morin fires it down the ice. 7 seconds remains in the penalty to the Richmond Ravens as the Burnaby Wildcats bring it up the wall through the neutral zone and now up the wall in the Ravens zone. It's on the Sears stick. Sears out of the box. And now we're 5-on-5. Puck turned over in the neutral zone, but the Ravens unable to get control of it. And now it's backhanded down to the near side as it gets put into the Ravens zone. The Ravens onto the Morin stick. Morin makes sure she gets it out across the blue line, and the Burnaby team needs to touch up, so it's going to come back into the Ravens zone. Morin picks it up behind the net, and Morin with it on her stick, she cuts to the outside. Her pass forward gets read, and now Morin gets taken to the wall, but the play continues as it comes in behind the net. Sear takes it off the back wall, and now she comes up the near side, and it's going to go all the way down and into the Burnaby zone. No icing on the play as the play continues. It comes up the near side now onto the Burnaby stick. Burnaby working their way into the Ravens zone. Play goes in behind the Ravens goal line. Now from behind the net, Burnaby back out to the point. From the point, the Ravens are going to chip it. Now they're going to have a 2-on-1 the other way as the Ravens get control of it and work their way into the zone. Ravens cutting towards the net, and a pass stopped by the Burnaby Wildcats defender. Ravens pick it up again behind the net. Now they try to center it. It gets back to the blue line. From the blue line, David takes a shot. Saved by the goaltender who jumps on the rebound, and we get a stoppage in play with 9 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the period. Puck drop, face off one back to the blue line. From the blue line, it chips off the wall, and now the Ravens hold it back in. Now they lose a handle on it, and they have to come back and get it behind their own goal line as they have chased on them from the Burnaby Wildcats. Ravens have it. They put it up for Basquette. Basquette gets met at the hash marks. Now trying to get some help there. She got it from Miguel, and Miguel with a couple of great moves gets it out into the neutral zone. Miguel working her way up the far side as she's looking for some open ice. She carries it in as she forces her way along in behind the net. Now losing a handle on it in the rough spot behind the net. Play continues as the puck comes over into the corner, way down low. Miguel battling for it. Now it comes back to the blue line. Ravens from the blue line shoot it right on. Saved by the goaltender who kicks it out to behind the net. Now it comes out to the middle, but the Burnaby Wildcats are able to clear. Now they're going to speed it up the ice. Burnaby put it around over to the far side. Now try to cut to the middle as Macy has it on her stick. Macy with some speed. She's going to cut up ice. Macy working her way in the neutral zone. She gets it out deep, and now she's going to go for a change as the puck gets into behind the goal line deep in the Burnaby zone. Burnaby passes it forward. Now the Ravens retreat. It gets to the blue line before the Ravens get it on their stick, and now it goes back over to the far side. Into the middle again. Burnaby coming up ice as Macy steps across. She interrupts the player, and now the Ravens low battling in the corner. She gets some help from Hernandez. Hernandez and Lowe working it down low. Now Lowe is going to skate it up ice. Lowe working her way up now through the zone. Lowe hits center ice and chips it down, and now she's going to chase it. It comes in behind the goal. Lowe's the first one there for the Ravens, but it gets chipped past her and onto the stick of one of the Burnaby Wildcats. Burnaby gets it back out to the neutral zone, and the Ravens are going to get it on their stick and put it back down in. Play comes around the near side, from the near side. Play comes into the Ravens zone. Now a shot right on, saved by the goaltender who holds on to that. So, pardon me, it's Amadea who's in net. Made a good save there. Trying to take the face off. It goes back to the blue line. Shot from the blue line into the middle and out to the far side. Ravens get it into the neutral zone. And now all the way down into the Burnaby end. Burnaby around to the near side. From the near side. Chipped off the wall. Back deep. Ravens pull it off the wall, but the Burnaby Wildcats get control of it. Their stretch pass into the neutral zone. After the neutral zone, Ravens push them to the outside. Sears going to pick it up behind her net. She reverses it around, but it's on the stick of one of the Burnaby Wildcats. Now the Ravens unable to handle it as the Burnaby team gets control of it. Burnaby back down low It's going to go past the player and out to the side of the net. Amadei is the first one there. She jumps on top of that, and that's going to stop the play with 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the period. Face off will be the left side, Amadei. Out to take the face off is Miguel. Puck is dropped. It comes over to David. David unable to handle it and on the stick of one of the Wildcats. Wildcats center it. Basquet's going to get control of that, and she's going to take it up the other end of the ice. It's out of harm's way. She works her way through the neutral zone and now shoots it towards the net. It goes wide and out the other side. Burnaby with it. Burnaby unable to hold it from getting back to the blue line. Ravens with a shot. Now the Ravens have to come back quick as it was blocked. Now Burnaby with it on the stick. Burnaby loses her footing, and now David has it. David from behind the net. She gets chased out. Puck comes to the near side on the Basket stick. Basket unable to handle it cleanly, and now it goes back in behind the net. Macy's going to pick that up. Macy with it on her stick. She's going to chip it off the glass and down the ice. Play goes all the way down in behind the Burnaby goal line as Burnaby carries it through the snow down deep in the zone. There, the stretch pass hits its target. Now through the neutral zone, Burnaby brings it into the Ravens' end. Burnaby cuts to the outside. Now the shot right on, saved by the goaltender Amadei. Ravens turn it back to the near side, and now it try to go up the wall on the near side. That gets a stick lift, and now it's going to go all the way down. Shouldn't be icing on the play though, as it did touch one of the Burnaby player or sticks. Ravens lose their footing. Burnaby with it behind their goal line. Now the Ravens get control of it. They try to center. It comes back to the blue line. Shot right on. Saved by the goalie. From the down low, the Ravens try to cycle it in behind the net. From behind the net. Goes back to the point. From the point, the Ravens unable to keep it in the zone. They're just going to chip it deep as they start their change. Burnaby doubling back as they're getting pushed by the Ravens. Now a pass across the zone. It goes over to the far side, and Nishi steps in, and it's going to go up on a play. 4:49 remaining in the period. Ravens down 2-0. Face-off should be just outside the Burnaby zone. Trying to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Face-off won by the Ravens. It's cleanly once. Sears has to come back and pick it up. She chips it in. And now Burnaby gets control of it, but the Ravens step in. Now they got it on their stick. Nishi cuts to the middle. Now a shot. And the play comes around to the near side. I can't tell whether that hit the net or went wide, but at any rate, it's not in the net. It's over to the near side and down low. From the hash marks, and now back out to the middle. Ravens with a shot on net. It goes low and blocked or stopped by the goaltender, who holds on to that one with 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the period. Ravens in to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Face-off comes to the middle, and now from the middle onto the stick of one of the Burnaby team. Burnaby goes off the wall back into the neutral zone. Ravens get a hold of it. They get it back into the Burnaby zone momentarily before Burnaby gets control of it, and they bring it back in. Now they lose their footing, but the Ravens are going to fire it back the other way, and we're going to have icing on the play with 4:01 remaining in the second period. Ravens down by 2. Puck to the right side of Amadei. Play continues. Our apologies on the loss there. For whatever reason, our feed quit. Miguel with it on her stick. Miguel cuts over to the near side. And now down the zone, into the zone. Play right towards the goaltender. Rebound picked up by the defender, and now it's carried out the far side. Miguel with it on her stick. Miguel, she shoots it towards the net. Ravens get it deep, and they're going to pick it up. Ravens put it back towards the middle, picked up though by the Burnaby Wildcats, and Burnaby tries to chip it over to the wall. Ravens have to be a little slow on the play because they were in the middle of a change, and there's always a danger of a too many men penalty with that. Ravens from behind the net down low. Now back to the point. Ravens tee it up from the point. Shoot just wide. Now back to the hash marks on the far side. Play down low, held in by the Ravens. Comes over to the near side. Now the puck rolling back to the blue line. Ravens hold it briefly. Now you get some help there from the forwards as Ravens come in, but they were offside with 2:28 remaining in the second period. Face-off be just outside the Burnaby Wildcats zone. Wildcats advance the puck down into the Ravens end. Before the Ravens turn it back the other way through the neutral zone, they come across ice. It's going to end up on the stick of Sear. Sear chips it forward and now doubles back. From the near side, Nishi off the wall, looking for, that was low for Nishi. Nishi forward, and now the Ravens take it in the zone. Puck comes back to the blue line. Shot across to an open wing from the other side. Ravens get it back to Low at the blue. Low. She tries to put it deep. It ends up hitting some feet. Now she can get it past Low. The Ravens have to come back in their own zone. Nishi looks for a place to go with it. She picks a good pass there to get it through the advancing player, and the Ravens bring it to the outside. Now stopping up. The Ravens trying to shake a check there. It gets back to the blue line before it gets put back on into the Burnaby zone. Burnaby goes D to D, and the play comes back out to the neutral zone. It chips in the middle, and the Ravens fire it in. They end up hitting the defender. The puck goes up in the air and now back into the neutral zone, onto the stick of Low. Low chips it forward, and the Ravens get it back into the Burnaby end. Play continues as the Burnaby team carries it into the Ravens zone, and now they work their way from the outside. Their centering attempt, they should stop up and button hook back the other way. Now trying to cut to the net, they get stopped by the Ravens. Ravens now take over. Ravens Tran with it. She loses a handle on it, but the Burnaby team has to touch up, and Morin comes back to grab it. Morin from behind her net. Being watched, she's going to come out the far side now, chip it off the wall, and she makes sure she gets it down ice. Shouldn't have enough for icing, I don't think. So Burnaby picks it up, and they take it in behind their own net. They picked up some speed, but the Ravens turn them back the other way. Ravens now off the wall, pick it up. They're going to cut to a shooting position on their backhand. They pass it back to the point, and now a shot hits the body. Now they try to go back to the middle, but Burnaby gets control of it. Now we have a face-out or a foot race for it. Ravens, Sear stops it, and Ravens get it out into the neutral zone. Burnaby goes through the neutral zone as they have to pass it around, looking to open up the ice a little bit as they had to wait for their players to get on side. Sear's going to pick it up behind her own net. Sear with a little bit of room. She's going to find some open ice and works her way up ice, but that's going to do it for the period. Coming out of the second period, the Ravens down 2-0. Looks like we're having some trouble getting connected on our remote control for the clock. Shots on goal are 17-10 in favor of the Richmond Ravens. Then we have to apologize for how shaky this is. "22 seconds remains in this little break as the coaches are working their way through it. Then we'll get into the third period." Orango is signaling the start of the third period. Amadei is going to make her way to the net. Third period about to begin. Ravens down by 2, 14 minutes is on the clock. McDonald, Sear, Miguel. Apologies, I can't see the other two players. I think it's Casey and Morin out there. Ravens bring it in the zone. It's on Hernandez's stick. Hernandez from in behind the net now. Hernandez looks back to the blue line. Now back to Hernandez as Sear puts it back to her. McDonald with it. McDonald is going to wear a white jersey as a puck that's in underneath their feet. Hernandez tries to pull it back out. It gets into McDonald. McDonald loses her footing. Now back to McDonald and back onto one of the sticks of the Burnaby Wildcats. And Miguel steps up to try and hold it deep, and now the Wildcats head back the other way. Wildcats cutting over to the near side as they work their way in, and now a shot from the outside gets blocked by the Ravens. Ravens from down low back to the blue line, but it goes back to the point. From the point, there's a chip out to the wall as they try to backhand it towards the net. The Ravens force it to the outside. Play comes along the near side, back out into the neutral zone, but onto the stick of the Burnaby Wildcats as they go D to D. Now back the other way. Being watched by the Ravens. The Wildcats bring it into the zone. From the outside, they shoot it towards the net, hits a stick, and now stays to the outside. Ravens cut it back to the neutral zone. Onto the Wildcats stick, though, as the Wildcats retreat back in their own zone. Now their play going north. They're going to work their way up ice. Ravens hold them to the outside as they come in behind the net. Ravens now take control of it, and they work their way up the near side. I think that's Tran with it. Tran with a couple of moves there, but now she loses the handle on it, the blue line. Now it's Macy with it. Macy loses a stick on it. And now the Wildcats go back the other way before Tran gets control of it. Now on the Sear stick. Sear fires it down the ice. And it comes in behind the goal line. Tran on the wall on the near side. She gets some help from her sister. Now the two of them pull it back out. Tran tries to cut to the front, but she's held up, and now the play comes back all the way through the zone and on the stick of the Wildcats as they work their way up ice. Wildcats working their way up the near side. They chipped it around the defender, and they go for a change as the Ravens pick it up. Ravens with a little bit of room, and they get a passing play through the zone. They're going to lose a handle on it now as the puck goes off the wall, but comes back onto the Ravens stick. Ravens into the zone, and now on the far side, they stopped up but got stick checked, and now the play goes back the other way as the Wildcats carry it into the neutral zone. Ravens now with a stick on that to hold them up, and now play comes back onto the Ravens stick. Ravens unable to carry it as they try to get through three players, and now Burnaby chips it in behind the Ravens net. It came right out front. Goaltender plays it over into the corner, and now down low with lots of pressure, the Ravens are trying to dig it out of a pile of players. Ravens, Miguel gets control of it. She's going to skate it around the near side as she looks for some open ice. Long, powerful strides as she works her way up the near side. Now she gets some help, and it comes back to her. She's going to backhand it deep as it goes in behind the goal line in the Burnaby zone. Back onto the Ravens stick. Ravens back into the Burnaby end. Burnaby back out to the neutral zone. Their pass through the zone doesn't hit its target. Now Ravens play it in, but that's about as far as it can go before it gets put back into the neutral zone. And now cutting through the neutral zone and a shot towards the net by the Burnaby Wildcats. Now the play comes back into the neutral zone again as the Ravens force it down the wall on the near side. Play goes in behind the net, pay in after it. Now the Ravens up the wall on the far side. Puck is stopped on the wall as the Ravens seal it off. Now it comes back to the middle. The defender steps out. The puck comes back to the wall on the far side. Hernandez unable to get a stick on that. Now the play comes back the other way as Burnaby gets it on their stick. Burnaby cuts around the defender for the Ravens. Now into a shooting position. Shot right on, saved by the goaltender. Now a shot to the point. That one's defended by the Ravens defender. She's going to put it out to the wall, and now the play's going to come back to the neutral zone. One move there, but they got it in the feet of the Burnaby team, and now the Ravens fire it down for icing. Icing on the play with 9:41 remaining in the third period. Ravens down 2. Face off to the right side of Amadei. Puck is dropped to face off one to the wall by the Ravens. They're going to carry it to the or hold it to the outside. Now from behind the net, Burnaby gets control of it. Burnaby with it. They try to chip it back over to the near side. It gets to the blue line, but held now back off the wall. And now from the near side, the Burnaby team tries to get it to the middle. Ravens bounce it around to the neutral zone, and now they get control of it on their backhand. Ravens now lose their footing as they came across the blue line, and now they have to double back as it gets pushed back into their own into the neutral zone. Now with it, the Ravens come across the blue line. Ravens cut towards the net, unable to get a good stick on that as they get checked. Tran tries to step up on that, and the puck comes to the half wall, and now from the half wall, chip past the defender and out to the neutral zone where Morin has it. Morin comes back off the wall, trying to force it forward. Now gets in the feet of the Richmond Ravens. Two players come together. Play continues as it comes down into the Burnaby zone. Burnaby goes over to the far side, looking for some open ice over there. Their lead pass ends up hitting a Raven, and the Ravens put it back down low. Now Burnaby in out with it as the Ravens come off the bench. Ravens with it as they skate in. Ravens with a shot saved by the goaltender. Basket comes off the bench, and she got a good scoring chance there as she cut in and put it on net. 8 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the third period. Score 2-0 in favor of the Burnaby Wildcats. Miguel to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. She wins that one clean back to the blue line. Now it comes out to the wall on the far side. From the wall on the far side, shot right on, saved by the goaltender. It comes to the near side as Miguel picks it up. Miguel from behind the goal line as she carries it. She wears a white jersey as the play continues around the far side. Now the Ravens hold the blue briefly before it goes out to the neutral zone and off into the Wildcats bench. The whistle goes and the faceoff will be outside the zone with 8:07 remaining in the period. Face-off won by Burnaby. They try to go back to the defenders. Ravens pounce on top of that, and they put it in behind the goal line. Burnaby with it as they come in behind the net. They chip it off the wall on the near side. Ravens read that play. Now they put it over to the far side, looking to put it deep, but ends up on the stick of the Burnaby Wildcats, and now Ravens get control of it. McGow with it on her stick. She dekes out two players there before she puts it deep. Now the play goes around to the far side, looking for Wing. Wing with it on her stick. She tries to get to a shooting position. That's blocked. Burnaby off the glass and out to the neutral zone. Held briefly by David. Ravens offside, though. Now David tries to go cross ice. It's on the stick of the Ravens basket, I think that is. And now from behind the net. Sorry, that was Fernandez, who had a great chance there. Back to the blue line. Now a move at the blue line by Macy. Macy puts it over for David. David now shoots it, hits some shin pads. Now David chases after it as the Ravens looking for some help from the forwards as the puck gets fired back onto the goaltender, Amadei. She's going to hold on to that one with 7:03 remaining in the period. Ravens down by 2. Face off, one in the corner by the Ravens. They're going to put a D to D in behind their net. Now they're trying to bring it up this near side. From the near side, the Burnaby Wildcats put it back to the middle, and from the middle it goes over to the far side. They're going to drop it. The Ravens with Kay with a stick on that. And now Kay works her way up the far side. Kay gets it down low. Now she tries to chip it to the middle. That's going to be on a Burnaby stick, and now Burnaby heading back the other way. Burnaby to the outside is with some speed as she carries it through the corner down low. Now from behind the net, it comes over to the near side. From the near side, put towards the net. Play continues. Puck goes around back to the near side. Now chipped off the wall, out to the middle. Play continues as the Ravens get control of it. Now I think that's Macy. She cuts out with a good backhand pass, gets a play. Sorry, that was Wing with a good backhand pass. Now it ends up getting picked up by the Wildcats again. They cut to the middle and try to shoot it on net. That goes off the glass on the end boards. Ravens unable to clear it as the play continues over in the corner. And now from the corner, they work their way towards the net. Ravens direct them in behind, so they put the puck back to the point. Off the wall, Ravens are unable to handle it cleanly. The Burnaby Wildcats come out with it. They chip it forward, and the Ravens get it out to the neutral zone. The defender goes D to D, and the Wildcats are on a change, so they're going to fire it deep and back after it. The Ravens go. I think that's low. She's going to come off the near wall. Picked up by one of the Wildcats as the Ravens are hemmed in down low. Puck comes back to the middle into the feet of a couple of Wildcats, and now the Ravens clear it off the glass and back to the blue line. It chips. Now, it was past the first player. Tran was right there. Sorry. Yes, I think that was Tran that was right there, but she was able to direct it forward. Now the puck is froze over on the wall in front of the benches, and we're going to have a stoppage in play. The faceoff will be inside the zone with 4 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the third period. Ravens down 2. Face off the right side of the goaltender. Ravens take that face off, won by the Wildcats. Burnaby doubles back now and they put it up the wall. Ravens raid that play briefly and now they hold it at the blue line. Ravens both overskate it though. Now they get control of it. A great pass in the middle and now a save or goal scored by McDonald as the Ravens went for Miguel on the far side, faked the shot, froze the goalie and put it on the stick of the captain as a Christmas gift. Ravens pull within 1 with 4:41 remaining in the third period. Miguel remains on for the faceoff. Puck goes over to the wall. Ravens step up on that. Now it comes back to the middle, onto the stick of the captain who just scored the goal. She works her way and now she tries to cut the net. She gets hit, but the play continues. Over to the wall on the far side. Now in the middle, Ravens get control of it, try to put it back down low. It ends up off the ref and onto the stick of one of the Wildcats. Wildcats centered it. Ravens read that, unable to handle it cleanly. Now the Wildcats come up ice with it into the Ravens zone. Held to the outside. The Ravens give chase against the Wildcats. Play comes in behind the Ravens net, from behind the net. It comes back out to the point, walking the blue line. They direct it towards the net, and it goes high and out of play with 3:52 remaining in the third period. Your scores: Burnaby Wildcats 2, Richmond Ravens 1. Face off to the right side of the goalie. Deep in the Raven zone. Puck is dropped. Face off won by the Ravens. They're going to carry it in behind the net. From behind the net, they try to go up the wall on the near side. And with a little passing play, they carry it up ice. Puck gets into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats unable to, or now turn it back the other way as the Ravens try to get a shot on net. Now there's a foot race for it going back the other way. The Ravens are going to pick that up and carry it in behind the net. Ravens double back there, looking to make sure that they advance the puck forward and don't turn it over in their own zone. And the puck comes back up the ice, Raven on a Raven stick. Ravens with a move, trying to get past the player. She gets some help from our defender, back checking on that. And now the Wildcats get it through the zone and back out into the neutral zone with speed. Wildcats on the near side work their way towards the net. It's going to get shot right on. Rebound comes out. Bounces around the blue paint, and now the goaltender covers that. With 2:59 remaining in the third period, Ravens down by 1. Face-off will be to the left side of the goaltender, Amadei. Face-off won cleanly this time by the Burnaby Wildcats. Ravens give chase. Now they get control of it and get it down ice. Burnaby picks it up in their own zone, and now a pass across the zone. It comes up the neutral or through the neutral zone. Ravens get a stick on that and advance it forward briefly before it changes hands. Now the Ravens get a hold of it, and they're going to fire it back down ice and in behind the goal line. From behind the goal line, the play continues around the far side. Now on the stick of the Ravens forward, Tran tries to carry it. He still has it. Now Tran gets it back deep. Play continues. Play reverse. Now back to the blue line. Shot towards the net. Saved by the goaltender who holds on to that one. 2 Ravens on the doorstep. Both Trans. Oh, pardon me. One was Tran, one was Shear. Now out for the face-off is McDonald. face off one forward by McDonald. Miguel steps in. She gets some help from Hernandez. Hernandez with it on her stick and lots of patience. Hernandez works it in the corner, leaves it for Miguel. Miguel with a couple of moves now. She cuts out to the middle. Miguel still has it on her stick. Puck goes back to the blue line. Now a shot to the blue line. It goes off the back wall and off the back of the net and onto the near side. Players try and eat it down low, and now she gets control of it. Now she tries to eat it in front of us here as the play continues. Hernandez battling with McDonald with it. McDonald comes out with it. McDonald behind the net. She puts it right out front for Hernandez. Hernandez unable to get a shot off. Now back to the blue line. From the blue line, shot goes up in the air and over to the near side. Battle ensues in the corner. Now Miguel picks it up. Miguel with it on the stick. She's going to go back to the blue line. It held there by the Ravens. Now a shot towards the net tip. Now the Ravens unable to get a stick on that one. Is the puck was there on a tee. Stepping in, the Ravens get control of it. McDonald with it now. McDonald puts it off the back of the net. And it gets cleared down and out of the zone. All the way down into the Ravens zone. The Ravens with some good pressure that shift. Ravens off the wall, just in front of the player, and now they have to collect it. So it goes back into their zone. They bring it up the near side. Now a pass forward. It's going to get into the neutral zone. Ravens unable to advance it forward, though, as the play gets stopped, and now they get it on their stick. That's Tran with Tran. Tran working her way down the near side. Tran from the near side of the net. She works her way out. She turns and fires. That hits the body, and now the Wildcats work their way up ice. Ravens give chase as 40 seconds remains in the game. The puck comes back into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats turn from behind their own net. Now they reverse the play. It comes over in the near side. Tran trying to get control of it. She gets it back down low for her older sister. Tran from behind the net. She takes a hit. Play goes out the far side. Now up into the neutral zone. Goaltender was heading for the net. Heading for the bench. And we have icing on the play with 15.4 seconds remaining in the game. The face-off will be deep in the Wildcat zone. Hernandez, Miguel, Sear, Basquet, McDonald, face-off one, goes the blue line, shot from the blue, tipped, but just wide. Now onto the stick of the Wildcats, and the penalty coming up. It's going to be called against the captain, McDonald. Player comes up, not worse for the wear. Penalty is going to be called with 6.4 seconds remaining in the game. Ravens down by 1. Goaltender heads back to the net as the players make their way down ice to finish this 6.5 seconds remaining in the game. They're calling it a 4-minute penalty. So a double minor against the captain, McDonald. Face off won by the Ravens. They get a stick on that, trying to advance it forward. Now it comes on this. That's going to do it for the game. Ravens 1. Burnaby Wildcats 2. Thanks for joining us. Join us again as the Ravens are set to play. I think it's on Thursday this week. Pardon me. Must be this weekend. At any rate, watch the YouTube page for the next scheduled game, and we'll make sure we remember to bring the tripod.